Chanel, Spring-Summer 2026 at Paris Fashion Week arrived as a quiet yet powerful statement, reaffirming the house's ability to evolve without losing its soul. The collection unfolded like a soft conversation between heritage and modernity, where every fabric choice, silhouette, and detail felt intentional rather than performative. In an era where fashion often chases shock value, Chanel instead leaned into refinement, emotion, and timeless confidence. The runway atmosphere was calm, luminous, and deeply Parisian, setting the stage for a collection that spoke to women who dress for themselves, rather than for approval. The color palette immediately established the mood of the season, blending airy neutrals with subtle, pastel tones that felt sun-washed and effortlessly chic. Ivory, pearl white, soft beige, muted blush, powder blue, and gentle gray dominated the runway, creating a sense of lightness that echoed the warmth of spring mornings in Paris. These hues were not loud, yet they commanded attention through their sophistication. Chanel proved once again that restraint can be far more impactful than excess, especially when paired with impeccable craftsmanship. Fabric selection played a crucial role in defining the collection's character. Lightweight tweeds appeared reimagined for warmer months, woven with finer threads that allowed movement and breathability. Sheer chiffons, silk organza, and fluid satins added softness and dimension, floating around the body with an almost cinematic grace. Cotton blends and linen textures grounded the looks, reinforcing the idea of wearability while maintaining luxury. Each material felt chosen not just for beauty, but for how it would feel on the skin in real life. Silhouettes throughout the Chanel Spring-Summer 2026 collection celebrated freedom and ease without sacrificing structure. Tailored jackets were softened at the shoulders, cropped just enough to feel modern while still unmistakably Chanel. Skirts flowed rather than clung, often hitting mid-calf or ankle length, creating elegant lines that moved naturally with the body. Dresses ranged from minimalist column shapes to gently layered designs, offering versatility for different moods and moments. The overall effect was feminine, confident, and refreshingly unforced. One of the most striking aspects of the collection was its balance between classic codes and contemporary relevance. The iconic Chanel jacket returned in refreshed proportions, sometimes worn open over delicate camisoles or paired with relaxed trousers instead of traditional skirts. Tweed sets felt lighter, younger, and more adaptable, proving that heritage pieces can evolve without losing identity. This thoughtful reinvention allowed Chanel to speak to both longtime admirers and a new generation seeking authenticity over trends. Accessories elevated the collection without overpowering it. Pearls, a timeless Chanel signature, appeared in unexpected forms, woven into belts, layered as delicate strands or subtly integrated into garment details. Handbags lean towards softer shapes, with quilted textures rendered in lighter materials suitable for summer. Footwear ranged from elegant ballet flats to low-heeled sandals, reinforcing the collection's commitment to comfort and sophistication. These pieces felt designed for movement, for living, and for real women navigating modern lives. The styling choices reinforced the narrative of understated luxury. Hair was kept natural, softly styled to appear effortless rather than overly polished. Makeup focused on glowing skin, gentle blush, and barely their eyes, allowing individuality to shine through. This approach emphasized the clothes rather than distracting from them, aligning perfectly with Chanel's philosophy of enhancing the woman rather than overshadowing her. The result was a runway that felt intimate, approachable, and deeply human. Chanel Spring-Summer 2026 also reflected a broader shift in fashion toward longevity and emotional connection. Rather than presenting pieces that feel disposable or trend-driven, the collection offered garments that could live in a wardrobe for years. Each look felt thoughtfully constructed, designed to adapt to different settings and personal styles. This sense of permanence resonates strongly in today's fashion landscape, where consumers increasingly value quality, versatility, and meaningful design. The influence of Paris was unmistakable throughout the show. From the relaxed elegance of the silhouettes to the refined color palette, the collection captured the essence of Parisian style without relying on clichés. It felt lived in, cultured, and quietly confident, embodying the spirit of women who move effortlessly between work, leisure, and social life. Chanel did not attempt to redefine Parisian chic. but instead refined it, proving its enduring relevance. Movement played a subtle yet important role in how the collection was perceived. As models walked, fabrics responded beautifully, catching light and air in a way that brought the designs to life. This sense of motion reinforced the idea that these clothes are meant to be worn, not just admired. The garments interacted with the body rather than restricting it, reflecting a modern understanding of elegance that prioritizes comfort alongside beauty. The craftsmanship behind each piece was evident in the smallest details. Fine stitching, thoughtful layering, and precise tailoring showcase the expertise that defines the Chanel ateliers. Even the simplest designs revealed complexity upon closer inspection, rewarding attention and appreciation. This dedication to detail elevated the collection beyond surface-level aesthetics, reminding audiences why Chanel remains a benchmark for luxury fashion. Chanel Spring-Summer 2026 did not rely on dramatic statements or theatrical gimmicks. Instead, it offered a quiet confidence that felt refreshing and deeply relevant. The collection spoke to women who value subtlety, intelligence, and emotional depth in their clothing. It suggested that true luxury lies in how a garment makes you feel rather than how loudly it announces itself. The runway presentation itself mirrored this philosophy. The setting was elegant yet restrained, allowing the designs to take center stage. Lighting was soft and flattering, enhancing the textures and colors without overwhelming them. The atmosphere encouraged viewers to slow down, observe, and appreciate, aligning perfectly with the collection's overall message of mindful luxury. As the final looks appeared, it became clear that Chanel Spring-Summer 2026 was less about seasonal trends and more about enduring style. The collection felt timeless without being nostalgic, modern without being aggressive. It respected the past while confidently stepping into the future, a balance that few fashion houses manage as gracefully as Chanel. This collection also highlighted a renewed focus on individuality, rather than presenting a single ideal of femininity. The looks allowed for interpretation and personal expression. Pieces could be styled differently depending on the wearer's personality, lifestyle, and mood. This flexibility made the collection feel inclusive and empowering, reinforcing fashion as a form of self-expression rather than conformity. Chanel's ability to remain culturally relevant without compromising its identity was on full display. In a fashion landscape saturated with fleeting trends, the brand stood firm in its values, offering clarity and purpose. Spring-Summer 2026 felt like a reminder that true innovation does not always require reinvention, but rather thoughtful evolution. The collection's resonance extended beyond the runway, inspiring conversations about what modern luxury should look like. It challenged the idea that high fashion must be extravagant or inaccessible. Instead, Chanel presented luxury as something intimate, wearable, and emotionally resonant. This perspective aligns with contemporary values, where authenticity and connection hold greater weight than spectacle. Chanel Spring-Summer 2026 ultimately succeeded in creating a sense of calm, confidence amid a fast-paced fashion world. The designs invited viewers to imagine themselves wearing the clothes, living in them, and building memories around them. This emotional engagement is perhaps the collection's greatest achievement, transforming fashion from visual entertainment into a personal experience. As Paris Fashion Week continued, Chanel's presentation stood out not through volume but through depth. It reminded audiences why the house remains an icon, not because it follows trends, but because it understands women. The Spring-Summer 2026 collection was a masterclass in elegance, restraint, and relevance, offering a vision of fashion that feels both aspirational and attainable. In the end, Chanel Spring-Summer 2026 was not about chasing the future, but about shaping it quietly and confidently. It reaffirmed the power of thoughtful design, timeless beauty, and emotional authenticity. The collection left a lasting impression, not through spectacle, but through sincerity, proving once again that Chanel's greatest strength lies in its ability to make simplicity feel extraordinary.